If you are just joining us, this is Good Morning Abuja on NT Channel 5, the Unity Station. Yes, we have a guest in the house, and guess what we want to talk about? Care for the elderly and the disabled. Okay, we have someone who has a heart of gold, someone who feels she should reach out to the vulnerable, yes, to those who don't have anyone, to help them. And she decided to dish out love to them. Okay. Now join me as I welcome Joyful Olashetimi in the house. She is a philanthropist.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Joyful,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much,
The name
too.
Joyful alone shows the kind of person you are and the kind of thing you do.
Thank you
Okay,
so
that means
much.
the joy you have in you decided to dish out to people.
Oh, yeah.
So let's begin to look at, the economy they say is tough. So for you to see someone who is trying to reach out to help, to show love, because for you to care for the elderly and the disabled takes a lot.
Yeah.
So okay, let's begin to look at your area of focus. Today we're looking at the care for the elderly and the handicapped. Okay.
The
The disabled,
disabilities.
yes, we're
Yeah.
looking at
The,
elderly and the disabled. But I know there are other areas that you are focused. So
yeah.
why did you choose the elderly and the disabled and also the other ones you have chosen?
Okay. Um, the reason is because, I've always had this compassion for these people,
Wow.
for the disabled and the elderly women. When I was also growing, I could remember each time we travel home and I see these elderly women, I just have this soft spot for them. I want to help them do one or two things, carry their bags if they're coming back from the market, you know, just help them do one or two things, and each time they'll just be happy, they'll be praying for me and all of that. And as time went by, I discovered that the passion was still there. In fact, if you look around me, I have a lot of elderly women as friends.
Wow.
That my friends will be asking me, "What is it what do you always do with these old women?" And then when it comes to the disabled, I just feel God has not just the philanthropists. I think it's a calling for everyone. That is the reason why we are existing. For us to be complete, it means that God has given us this mandate to also take care of these ones. They don't have what it takes to do what they could have done if they were complete. A lot of them has big dreams, big visions, but because of the disability, they are kind of it's a kind of it causes kind of limitation, for them to achieving these dreams and these goals. Yes, yes. God cannot come down to earth to do these things. So He has planted us here to take care of them, to help them achieve those dreams, those goals they have set for themselves. Most of them live in depression, because I know it's not easy seeing your fellow being moving around complete, and then you too, you call yourself a human now, but you're different. You can't do what they are doing, and we live in a society that discriminates a lot, you know. So that is why, we decided to pay more attention to these ones. Not that that's the only thing we do, we are also into capacity building, human capacity building and developmental activities, where we gather youth, we teach them, we train them, we on skill acquisition, and then we also empower them so that they can stand on their own. We do caregiving activities, where we go around, like that was in 2019, 2020, we had this what we did then was to go to the hospitals, to help those on admission, specifically the general hospital at St. Kubwa. We went there, we to assist some of them that were on admission, we helped them pay their bills, the medical bills, gave them palliatives, some of the basic needs they needed then, to support them. So we've been doing some of these things. We go to IDP camp, train women on skill acquisitions, how to sew, how to bake, how to do one of these things, just
Give
for
them a
them to
skill.
stand, give them a skill
Yes.
that they can depend on,
Mm.
work, and make money to take care of themselves and their kids, their family, So these are some of the things we've been doing. But recently, this year, we went to those living with disability.
Okay.
We went to their camp. There's a place they have a community called Kalamajiji.
Okay.
So that was where we went to, and we supported their women and their teen girls. We held a sensitization program with them,
Mm.
and then also empowered them, gave them palliative, and then taught some of them one or two things they can do for themselves to keep themselves going. So that's it.
Now let's look at collaboration. I know
Yeah.
it's not easy
Mm.
because financially, it's something that I don't want to use the word heavy.
Yeah.
So, how have you been collaborating with any other organization, or is there any support from anywhere, or is just joyful doing
Mm.
nothing, or just doing what God has called you to do?
Okay. Honestly, we've been doing this on our own, remotely. You understand? We've been doing it on our own, just I and my husband and some of our team members. You understand? It's an NGO, so we've been going around doing humanitarian services, just like that. But recently, you know, we had some people that came to partner with us that they saw what we are doing, and then they indicated the interest of partnering with us, and then they've been so wonderful. It's just like across Atlantic Development UK. Yeah. Also, I know about the mandate secretary for women affairs. Yeah. So, and there's this NGO also called um, you know, advocacy for women with disabilities initiatives, AAWD. They too, they have been in support.
Okay, let's look at challenges.
Mm.
We've talked about collaborations. Let's look at challenges briefly.
Okay, of course, anything that has to do with humanitarian services needs money. It needs funds. You know, there's a lot on ground that we want to do, but most times the finance is always the challenge, yeah, because you can't just do all of them on your own. For example, this our upcoming program now. We want to empower children, we want to provide them with school books, school uniforms, school bags, shoes, pay some of their school fees, give some of them scholarship. That's for these disabled children, and most especially get them devices, assistive devices, or we can also call it aids. Yes, this is to support them because you can't just buy them books, pay school fees, do this and all of that to send them to school without giving them the means of going to school. Some of them need wheelchairs, clutches, some of them need magnifying glasses, some of them need braillers to be able to read and understand. You can't send them to school and then without giving them what it takes to understand what they are being taught at school. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
and you know how the economy is now. These things are quite expensive.
Honestly.
So it's really huge.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Wow,
ma'am.
wow. There's this saying that whatever you do to the least of your brother, you have done it unto God.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
too.
for what you're doing. We appreciate you. And what you're doing is something that we need to shout about so that other people will emulate you and do. And we say the sky is just the starting point.
Thank you so much,
And as
ma'am.
you help people, God will continually also assist you.
Thank you so much.
So let's hear your advice to people watching you.
Okay, my advice is this. I think every one of us is called for this purpose, because at the end of the day, at the end of our journey in this life, we will leave this world someday. And what we really count and what really matters, what will be remembered for, both in heaven and on earth, is the things we did while we are here, the lives we are able to impact, the lives we are able to change, the smiles we are able to give to people. That is what we really matter. So I will encourage each and every one of us, now that we are alive, we should just do our best to support this work. You may not be there to do it because of one thing or the other. You are doing the activities in your life, but you can give, you can show love, and that is it. Thank you very much. And I also want to use the opportunity to thank my beloved husband for his support. We are on this together. Our wonderful team members. We are really doing great. Thank you so much.
All right, we've been talking with the joyful Olasheti. Okay, she is a philanthropist and she has this passion, care for the elderly and the physically challenged. And she has said it, she empowers them. She wants to send them to school. You can see she's talking with passion because it's something that is inside of her. She wants to give a cup of water to someone who is thirsty, to someone who is vulnerable. She wants to help the helpless. Okay, she wants to lift her hands and stretch it forth to someone who needs someone else's hand to stand. And that's what she's doing. And that's what all of us here are saying to you. Please, if you are in a position to do so, please join the wagon or join the chariot to do that. Okay, this program is still Good Morning Abuja on NT Channel 5, the Unity Station. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.